Hello, hello, hello. What's going on? Happy Friday. How is everyone doing? How was your week? Hope everybody's good, best of health, all that jazz. I'm actually talking to Mr. Aaron Isaac Vasquez today. Actor, director, producer, writer, and he just popped in the room. Yeah, this is going to be a good convo. Hold on one second, brother. I think I just sent you an invite. There we go. How
Hey,
are you?
hey, what's up?
Good to see
Good to
you.
see you. How you been?
I've been well. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Staying busy. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't know if you know, we just had a son was born, so he's almost a year now. Or he is a year now. Yeah, so he's running around.
congratulations.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. He's been keeping me busy, and I've been doing a lot of like writing and stuff like that. So
How did you make out during the pandemic?
and I did a lot of writing during the pandemic. That was kind of when I was like. Just kind of had all that time, and I was like, I might as well uh, fine tune my skills and what I want to do. So yeah, that kind of
Yeah,
like really uh, put a fire under me to pursue it like really actively.
yeah. So the reason that I wanted to talk to you is because you have a way with your films that you leave me, at least for me, you leave me wanting so much more.
Yeah.
And you keep me looking for your next project because from the first project that I fell in love of yours was I can't remember the name of it. It was the apocalyptic zombie one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
What was
the
the
first
name of
film
that?
we made. Made Out Alive. Yeah, that was basically like my film school. Me and some friends got together over a summer and basically just made the thing on pizza and like Red Bulls.
Yeah, and I thought it was very dramatic, but not in a overt way.
Mhm.
But you kept the mystery, and you also kept us wanting more. Even after it was over, I'm like, are they going to finish this? Is there going to be another one? Because it was that dynamic, and it left you on such a cliff.
Yeah,
Do you ever think about more to that story?
we actually uh, we did think of some actor, but it was never we never like wrote a script or anything. We did a like a reimagining of the screenplay and kind of rewrote it. Me and my buddy at the time that we were writing that. But the original one, like a lot of it was improv. Um,
Wow.
we had a script and then a lot of it was just like let's go out and film and basically just run around. That's why it seems like uh,
It
it
worked.
doesn't know what's
It
happening.
worked. Yeah,
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah, but I've always loved the zombie movie. I remember first seeing Romero's Night of the Living Dead when I was young, and after that, I was like, oh, that's a fun job.
You actually you went naturally where I was going to go. I was going to ask you about your earlier influences, like when you were a kid. Like, what were you into? Did you always want to make movies?
Yes. So it's funny. Growing up, my grandfather and my uncle were making movies, and they were making like indie films. They would like film on a VHS, and they didn't have an editor, or they didn't do editing. They did like in camera editing. So they would. I remember watching them do all this stuff, and I was like, whoa! Like they would freeze, and then they would switch angles, and then like
Hmm.
everything go. Uh, it was pretty funny. And they would like dub music over. And I got into all that when they were doing those films, and I kind of learned from them on how everything was like screenwriting. I remember my mom, she brought home a typewriter. I probably like begged her to buy one because I wanted to make movies too. And I remember like writing on a typewriter, and then like we bought a video camera, and she would come out there with me and my friends, and we were like, I don't even know, like 7 or young, and we just we wanted to make like movies like Predator and stuff like that, Indiana Jones and stuff. So yeah, we did
That's
that,
pretty cool.
and then for a while I kind of stopped and did music, but I had always loved like creating and telling stories like that, and
Hmm.
kind of was introduced to horror because my grandpa was into it a lot. So I would always see it on like cable at their house, at my grandparents' house. Uh, Tales from the Crypt and all those old shows that I kind of grew up.
Which
Twilight Zone, Hitchcock.
which one of your which one of your favorite ones that grabbed you, like the first one that grabbed you and it really impressed you?
Uh,
Which one?
it was Nightmare on Elm Street was a big one for me.
Mm.
That was like, oh, this is fun. Just Freddy Krueger himself. It was like the first time like there was like just scary because it was like if you go to sleep, this guy can get you. And I always liked that. And my grandpa had like a sweater. He was like a cosplay kind of guy. He had like made his own sweater and had a hat, and he welded his own glove out of like brass or something. And he had like a
Wow.
Freddy glove that he made with knives and a leather glove, which is really crazy. And he always had like monster mask and stuff. So I grew up with like on that. The Universal monsters I loved. I saw all those.
Hmm.
Uh, Twilight Zone. Movie that like terrified me as a kid. I saw like I don't know if I saw the whole movie. I saw like clips of Child's Play. And I
Mm.
remember that messed me up for a while. That was
Oh, Child's Play. I think I found that one funny. I didn't find it to be too scary.
yeah.
Stuff that scared me was like the darker stuff, like The Exorcist
Oh
and
yes. Yeah, that
The
show I was like,
Shining, stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. So is that what drove you into like this genre of darkness that you delve in?
yeah, just growing up watching it. My uncle is like 5 years older than me, so he would like, oh, look at this movie and look at this one. You know, he had the VHS tapes, and they had cable, so he would turn it on and be like Twilight Zone and Tales from the Crypt, which was scary, but I liked the Crypt Keeper a lot. I thought that was funny. And then later
And so the
on,
film,
yeah, I just kind of got into it again.
okay. So the film that we were discussing earlier, that was really your
Yeah,
first
that
film. Like it
was
was
like
like
the
you did
first
it.
thing. Like that was like as an adult, um, getting out there and just directing with my buddies, co-directing and stuff. And basically, we were all directing and all running camera and running around and putting makeup on people. And yeah, it was a good learning experience. So it's like something that uh, is like a stepping stone. Like I didn't go to film school, so that was like we just jumped in and made a feature, and then after that we made another one that was like they were all no budget really, um,
Yeah,
and so those kind of like helped me understand like the how to make a movie and then like what not to do. Most of it was like what not to do and like learning what your style like how do you want to tell a story is. And that was cool because I had been on sets before doing like a lot of acting, and I would always watch the crews and the directors and kind of like I was more interested in that than the acting, even though I
yeah,
still love acting. But
yeah. You do it well too. Like you're very convincing.
yeah, I'm hoping
So
to some more acting stuff here this year. we'll see what happens. But I'm excited to jump back into that little
Okay.
aggregation that I can do.
So talk to me about American Independent Pictures.
Yeah, so that one's just like I decided I wanted to like have my own production company and kind of like eventually find other projects that I resonate with me, and kind of like help in any way I can, kind of more of a producer side of things, which I just recently started getting into. I'm going to be producing a feature with my best friend Daquan, and the stuff that we're doing some rewrites right now. I'm like, this thing is, I never seen a movie like it, so it's really like exciting to me, and I think it's gonna be really good. So yeah, just
Wow.
like that when I hear or I'll reach out to people and say, hey, let's work on this together. I like that side of filmmaking as producing, is like seeing potential in other people's work that maybe they don't know how to produce or make a movie. So I like to offer any insights that I can and help out whatever way I can. So
Yeah. That's admirable. Like that's a lot. It's paying it forward.
yeah, yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of like I'm thankful for the people that I did learn some things from, that were kind of like mentored me, told me how certain things go. But I think it's important for, at least if you're in a position to help, you should, and not kind of like gatekeep. Uh,
Right. Right. Who are some of the people that inspire you? Like, who do you look up to?
uh, um, like filmmakers and stuff, like Scorsese is a big one. Spielberg, I grew up watching a lot of his stuff, and Hitchcock. Uh,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm starting to go blank here. Denis Villeneuve, or uh, he did like Prisoners, and um, there's a bunch of movies on Sicario.
I forget his
He,
name.
he was
Yeah.
doing, yeah, I
That's
totally messed
awesome.
up his name. Yeah, that's one of my
He'll forget
favorites.
it.
David Fincher's a big influence on me. I really like the way he uh, crafts his stories and directs. So yeah, those are kind of like the key people that I can think of, like right here.
Which one of your favorite movies of all time? Like through and through, the cinematography's good, the writing's good, the
Man,
acting's good.
I always go with Apocalypse Now,
Mm,
um, No Country for Old Men.
mm-hmm.
Uh, there's some other ones I'm kind of blanking on. Yeah, I got a whole list of
That's what's up.
like
That's good. It's some good taste
The
there.
Shining is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Kubrick stuff is good. Yeah, like Raiders of the Lost Ark. That one's that one's really good.
That's pretty dope. So those shorts that you have on your site, where are the movies?
Yeah, yeah.
Where are the movies?
It's funny because a lot of the shorts that I have, I never like adapted them into like a feature screenplay. I just kind of like, I got an idea for this. I had this like short idea, and I kind of feel like I just keep them like that. I just keep them as those ideas that I had those shorts for were just shorts. There's one short that I did, my first short film, that I'm trying to like re-edit and re-release. It was it's like a horror, like alien abduction, like sci-fi
Mm,
type horror, and that one I had thought about a storyline to continue it, but yeah, none of the other ones are really, never like sat down and said, oh yeah, I gotta write this one. All of my
yeah.
feature um, linked ideas. I've just thought of them as a feature, which is, I guess, interesting. I've never thought about it like that. So I feel like a lot of people do that.
I'm gonna have to get with you. I have a continuation or maybe the story around the
Oh,
lichen one.
yeah. That one
Yeah,
actually could go some places for sure.
yeah, yeah. What's coming down the pike for you? What's next?
So I just
Yeah,
finished.
I know you said.
Yeah, I just finished another screenplay. So I have like four total that I just wrote. Just kind of basically to train myself and like give myself deadlines and like just get better at the craft of writing screenplays. But I'm trying to push for this road thriller that I wrote. I think it was my first one that I had written solo, because the other features I did co-write. And yeah, that was the first one I wrote solo. It's called Unforgiven Road. It's like a
Mm,
road thriller where these group of friends going on a road trip from Austin, Texas to California. And while they're in the deserts of Texas, in the middle of nowhere, they get pulled over by this state trooper who's kind of on edge already because previously he was in this situation with some cartel, and he is
mm,
like kind of on edge. So he pulls him over and ends up shooting the driver just for
mm,
no reason. And they
mm.
capture it on video. And basically, it's like a cat and mouse through the desert, uh, trying to find service out there so they can upload this video and
Yeah,
hopefully.
yeah.
Uh,
That sounds good.
yeah, it's kind of based on.
A lot of
Yeah,
action.
yeah. It is pretty action packed. There's a lot of drama. It's it's like kind of like social, deals with some social stuff with how the police um treat people of color, and especially black people, um
Hmm.
and just the way that how seeing themselves be captured doing these things can turn them into something else, like
Yeah.
to get rid of that evidence. So it's kind of like goes off of that and then just goes. It's really, really crazy story.
Sounds good. Well, let me know. I'll come audition.
Yeah, hey, yeah, for sure.
When you think of a story, do you just think of? Well, let me ask you like this: do you think of it in its totality, or do you think of it just as maybe one particular scene and you build off of it that way? How does it come to you?
I feel like if I'm first thinking of a story, I'll think of first. I'm like, okay, what kind of a movie? And I think of it almost in genre, like I want to make this type of a movie. So like the most recent one, I wanted to make a vampire movie, and from
Mm-hmm.
there to I want to make what kind of vampire movie. I wanted to make it like a coming of age, almost like Goonies, um, following a group of teenagers that live in the Pacific Northwest that encounter a vampire, and then I kind of just build the story from that. Like, what do I want to say, and then I kind of outline the whole thing, just so I know what the story is, and then I kind of think of the themes and stuff and what I want it to say. And
Mm-hmm.
then I go write the screenplay, and I kind of just let it flow. I kind of like I give myself a deadline. Usually it's like a month for a first draft, and I'll just go. This this one I did. I was waking up at 6 every morning and just jumping on, and that really helped. Setting like a hard deadline for myself, like a certain date that I need to finish it by, and like, yeah.
So I'm going to ask you this only because I go through this with my writing myself. Are there ever any times that you revisit something because maybe you have an alternate ending or you have a different type of scenario that could probably work better? How many times do you go back to it and visit it with
Um,
like going back
so
and
so
forth?
so it's really important. Like once you have your drafts, and then you go yourself, you do some notes like, what can I know that I need to change this, or I know this could be improved, and then after
Mm-hmm.
those changes, I think it's important to send it out to other people that are not attached to the story at all, people that are willing to read it. You can even pay for some services like on the blacklist, and you buy
Mm-hmm.
an evaluation. It's usually like $100, $200 or something. Uh, there's some cheaper places too, but they give you like feedback on the whole screenplay, and they basically kind of like break it down, like what needs improvement, what they liked, and after you see all those things from a different perspective, you go, oh, okay, that makes sense. This, but I mean, you don't always have to incorporate other people's notes, but it's good to see what sticks out to them
Right.
and realize or that you didn't catch. So yeah. One of the screenplays I did been through like 15 drafts or something like that.
Wow.
Got to
Okay.
do another one. But yeah, all the time. Like I think it's good to go back and then once you hit all those changes, there comes a point where you're like, I think it's done, and you say, if you want, once you get feedback on if it's kind of just like, oh yeah, I don't know, yeah, like after you make so many changes, you just gotta be done.
Yeah. Walk
Yeah.
away. And someone coming up now and trying to get into the filmmaking realm, what are some pointers that you could give them? How they could get started?
Really important to find focus on what it is that you want, and what, like, set a goal on what you want to achieve. Like if you just coming up, like set yourself some goals, like, okay, I want to make a couple short films, write them, learn the craft, read screenplays that have already been made, so that you can see the way that other writers write and format. Um, they have like free, you can download the PDFs of screenplays,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of like have a goal. Like, what do you want to do? Like, okay, you want to do like short films, find crew in your area and people that are also wanting to create and learn, and then you go from there and just like have your story, and if you want to be a director, learn the craft by like watching videos. You can watch interviews, listen to podcasts. There's a lot of resources now that I didn't have growing up,
Yeah.
that can like kind of help you understand like exactly what you need to do. I think just do it. Like if you have a short film idea, just get together and find people that want to make it with you, and that's how you learn. That's how you grow, and that's how you get better. Because you're not always going to make something good the first time. Uh, Trial and
Yeah.
error. And once you start to find like, once you start doing more and more, you'll start to find like your voice, your methods, your process, and that's what I'm finding out now after, I don't even know how many years it's been, like 15 or more, and I'm like starting to understand like this is my process. This is how I like to tell a story.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I would
cool.
say just do it, even if it's on a cheap camera or your phone or something.
Yeah. I mean, you won't really know anything until you get out there. You have to get your feet wet sometime,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's the only way to do it. You can want to do it, but then once you do it, figure it all out.
Right. Mr. Aaron Isaac Vasquez, I appreciate your time and your energy, brother, from coming to talk to me. I will always be in admiration of your art. You're one of those artists that, you touch the spirit with your work, and I hope you continue to make movies, and I want to see more from you, and I will come and audition for you. I would like to
For
work with
sure.
you.
Appreciate the kind words, and I appreciate you taking time and talking with me and asking me these questions, and letting me be on the show and stuff. So it's really it's
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, I've been following you, so I'm definitely gonna be around.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Tell them where they can find you. Like
Yeah,
tell them your handles and stuff where they can
I'm
find
on
you.
Instagram, down Aaron Isaac Vasquez, my full name. Twitter is Aaron Vosky. Uh, uh, yeah, it's kind of like the main socials that I use. Really, I have TikTok too, but I kind of just do like nonsense on there. And I think it's
And definitely go by his YouTube page and check out some of those
yeah,
shorts.
my YouTube,
Definitely.
I think it's my full name too. I don't even know my handles. I haven't posted anything in a while. But yeah, follow me. I usually post a lot more on Instagram and kind of keep people up to date what's going on and keep that as a motivation thing.
Right. Yeah, I get it. Brother, I appreciate you. Thank
Dude,
you so much.
all
All right.
right.
Take care. All right.